What a gwan, peeps, what a gwan. It's Valerie's Naturals Oracles. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing today? Now, if you are here, you're here for the tarot card interpretations. And we're at number 18 today, the moon, which is a very special card. I love this card. I mean, it tells you all sorts of things. But before we get into that, are you watching this and not subscribed? Why are you not subscribed? Hit the subscribe button, the alert bell, so you know when I'm going to do another video. And as you know or may not know, I also have a Patreon. And you can subscribe absolutely free of charge. But I do have paid tiers where they get extra content. They get lives where I don't go live anywhere else. There's all sorts of extra things going on. And also, even to just subscribing, you get earlier access to the videos that I do on YouTube, including this one. But anyway, let's get on this interpretation. So we have the moon here. Now, what I like to do is give my interpretation, show you some other decks. Please forgive me. Other decks and what the moon card looks in those other decks, because some of them can be vastly different. And then what I like to do is actually give a general textbook explanation. So stick with me and find out about the moon card, especially if you're learning about it. And also, just to mention, I do worksheets that go with each and every one of these cards. So there's 19 worksheets already, including the zero card where it all started. So we've been through 19 weeks of this, and sometimes I don't post them, but then I will post 3 of these interpretations at once. And they will all have access to the worksheets, okay? So there's a basic worksheet and there's an extensive worksheet, okay? So the extended one is for patrons at paid up Patreons, and for the price of a coffee, you get access to the extended, you get to all extended leaflets, extended Let's Learn Mondays, all sorts of extendeds that you're not going to find anywhere else other than Patreon. So only my patrons get to see it. So anyway, let's get on with this. So the moon card. Now, if you look at this card, you see the crab. Now, is this about the Cancer? I believe this is the Cancer card, isn't it? The crab. Don't quote me. I'm not a zodiac person per se. I am more of a character. And this card for me is about illumination. It's about hidden secrets. Emotions going up and down. You're not quite clear about stuff. There's things that need to be revealed. Now, obviously, in upside down, it's going to be things are being revealed. But do you see, when you see the fox is about deception as well. And the dog howling to the moon. Why did they do that? But it's all about the illusions at the end of the day. And you see the water, that's always an indication about emotions. So let's move on from that, because this card is a fantastic card. I love the moon card. Do you know what I mean? It tells so much about what's going on. But I'm not going to linger too much because there's a lot to get through. So I've got 3 other decks that I'd like you to look at. And you give me your impression about what you think the moon is in the comments below if you want. But the next deck I've got here is the Tarot of Dylan. Now, I love these cards. Okay, and they do make a regular appearance in my readings because they're so descriptive. But look at this interpretation of the moon card. I mean, the moon hardly features in here. You just get a hint of that moon there, like with the light there on the side. And because it's called the moon card, it's the moon card, but it's like someone is looking behind them like they're unsure of something. And this is what this card is about as well. Uncertainty. So if you keep looking at this, it's like the day and the night. Hidden secrets. But she's looking behind her like she's unsure. So we're going to move on to the next step, because that's a weird for me. Compared to this interpretation, it's a very weird interpretation, don't you think? But look, we've got the Law of Attraction Tarot, which again I don't use very often, but again I love the depictions. And look at this moon card. It's very snowy, very icy, and someone looks very worried there, like they definitely hiding something. Like it's like they're being deceptive and they're hiding something, and they're just making sure that they're not being followed or being tracked. Do you see what I mean? The depictions that you get. But do you see that face in the moon? Illumination. That face is being illuminated. It's all about the illumination. It's all about the hidden secrets. Do you know what I mean? But the very last deck I'm going to look at is the Muse Tarot. Again, the partner one that made, the people that made this also did the Light Seers Tarot, which is a lot more famous, but this one is just as good. And look at this moon interpretation here again. Someone's looking at the moon. It's like something is being, is it possibly revealed? But usually that's in reverse. But do you see these two statues? Like they're looking away, like they're trying to hide something. It's like they're looking from the back of them, and this person is trying to find out the truth. Do you see what I mean? For me, the picture says it all, and what messages it comes from it. And this is what you've got to understand when you're reading about tarot. Do you know what I mean? You've got to understand. With me, it's all about, it's like Spirit says to me, pick this deck, and I pick that deck, and it gives me exactly the interpretation I want. And because you see the different sides of the moon, it gives you a different interpretation of the moon. We all know the basic meaning by now. You know, illumination, things being hidden, you know, emotional ups and downs, that kind of thing. But when you see this depiction, you think, what's going on here? Why is she looking behind herself like this? Just like this character. Why is this character looking behind her? But in this one, she's looking up at the moon like she wants answers. Do you see what I mean, people? So I'm going to read you the textbook version of this. And we're going to leave it at that because I don't want to drag it out too long for you. Because, you know, I think learning is learning. If you've got a short attention span, you don't want to be listening to hours and hours of this, do you? So let's read the textbook version. So it says here, you are definitely in a more psychic and intuitive phase than usual. So it would be important for you to trust your instincts and your impressions, even if you don't know where they are coming from. Also, not that you need to be mistrusting, but it would be helpful for you to realize that when this card appears, it's possible that all is not what it seems. If you feel you can't trust someone, then you probably can't. Go with your gut. If you're waiting on an answer from someone, it may unfortunately take longer than you would like for it to. Try to stay patient. So the moon indicates that things may seem somewhat confusing for you now. You may find it hard to understand where you are coming from, much less where others are thinking and feeling. You need to try and sit with the uncertainty. Don't try to force things or people to do things before they are ready. This card, oh no, see, I said Cancer, but it's not, it's Pisces. It's in the same water sign though, isn't it? This card is the Pisces of the tarot deck. Okay, I always get them mixed up. I do apologize, it's Pisces. So, you've heard the textbook version. You've heard my version. And you've seen the different types of decks. What do you think about it? What do you make of this card? So if you want further information and you want to learn more about these cards, because the extended goes into not only the introductory and general information, it goes into work, it goes into health, it goes into spirituality, it goes into family, it goes into romance, and all the reversals that go with it. With the basic, you get the general information. So, but you do get, it's like a worksheet, and you can fill in your own experiences of the card and what you think about the card, because it's all about intuition as well, what you make of the card. I mean, sometimes these cards, you don't have to know anything about tarot at all to look at the card and understand what it's about. And this is just one of these cards, isn't it? So, if you enjoyed that, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit the alert bell so you know when I'm going to do another video, because this is a very smart part of what I do. I create videos, you know, like, it's mostly about the the divine journey or the relationship journey. I do spirituality, I more do that on my Patreon, you know, because that's another thing. I'm big in Patreon. I'm on there every single day doing something. So come and join me on Patreon, even if you just subscribe, just to get, you know, the early access. Some of these videos, once, twice a week, will be early access, and just for subscribing, not necessarily actually joining one of my tiers. You know, that's your decision, but I do a lot for my Patreons, and they get the extras of everything. So that's never going to see the light of day anywhere else. So come and join me. So take care for now. And it's over and out from the Watagwan family. Watagwan. Take care. Till next time.